Hi everyone, this is Morgan Berry. I'm your teacher for Studio Concepts this semester, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how to begin customizing your personal class website. So that'll first involve finding the site you've already built, picking a theme, beginning to add images, and just make the site a little bit more your own. So we're going to begin by finding the site you've already built. I'm looking at our general course website. I'd like to be looking at that site we started to build in the first two videos. So I'm going to navigate back to my eMish email, and if you go over to this top 9-block grid, when you click it down you can choose to go to your Google Mail, Calendar, Drive, Sheets, Docs, or Sites, which is near the bottom for me. So there I'm going to click on Sites. And on this first page, you're probably not going to see anything at all, and that's because this is where any classic sites would be stored. In the last video, we talked about the difference between classic sites and new Google sites. Since we chose to make our sites using new Google sites, you're going to have to click on this link to get there. And once you've done that, you should hopefully be looking at the site we began building, your Personal Studio Concepts website. So if you're seeing that, click on it here. So in the last video, we got to just the point where we could publish the site. We named it, we published it, we didn't do a ton else. One of the first things you might want to do now is to pick a theme for your website, and that will involve you navigating over to this right panel for the first time and noticing the three different tabs here: Insert, Pages, and Themes. So click on Themes, and here you can choose not only a general theme, so when I switch between these you'll see how the font and the layout changes. You can also choose different color themes, you can choose different font styles. For our course website I've used Vision. I think it's one of the simpler ones, but really you can pick whichever one you want, whatever goes with your aesthetic the best. So once you've done that, let's navigate back to, let's say, Pages for now. So the only page we currently have is the home page, and I want you to work on building out the home page so it's a good resource for you specifically. So what you'll be noticing, depending on your theme, is that you have a banner. You can choose the header type, and you can choose for it to be title only if you want things to be really simple. You can choose to have a banner with an image. You can choose to have a large banner with even more image space. Just to show you how to add images, I'm going to select banner for today. And then here you can click on change image, which if you ever want to use images on the site, please don't use these stock images they give you. Make it a little bit more relevant to our class. So if you want to hit the drop down, you can choose to upload an image from your computer, which is relatively straightforward, or you can choose to select an image, which I'll do now. So again, stray away from these kind of stock images. You can add images from your Google Drive or your albums, but you can also add images from a specific URL. So I've already pulled up an image that I liked. This is an Ana Mendieta image, so I'll just copy the URL, paste it here, and then I've got a preview of the image I'm going to add to my site. So I'll say select, and then this image will appear as my banner. One of the reasons I wanted to do this is that whenever you use an image on your personal class site, I'd like you to credit it. This is a website just for education. It's not like I'm worried about copyright. I just want you to credit the artists who you're thinking about and whose work might be relevant. So this is going to force me to show you how to insert a text, which I'll do by going over to the Insert tab, hitting Text Box, and then from here I'm going to say that this is a piece by Ana Mendieta, and I've already pulled up all the label information just so I would get it exactly right. So the piece is titled this, 1981 Gelatin Silver. So again, add all this stuff, and I'll do this formatting. And I can change this. Okay, so now it's starting to look a little bit more personalized and specific to me. So whenever you've made a change and you want to update your site, click on the publish. That refreshes and updates your site with any changes. So now that I've got a theme picked, I've shown you how to work with adding images. The last things I want you to do on your homepage for today are just to add the calendar and a link to our main course site. And this is really just if you're ever working on a computer that is not one of your regular tools, this will give you an easy link back to our course site, and it'll give you a reminder of everything that's due. In the first video, we talked about adding a calendar to your Google account, which is very easy to do. If you go back to our home page, it's as simple as basically clicking this plus button on the calendar on our home page and then saying, yes, I agree. So to add our class calendar, you'll navigate over to Insert, and one of the things you can add to this page is a calendar. So when you click on it, hopefully one of the calendars that's easily accessible to you is Studio Concepts Fall 2017. So once I've highlighted that, I'm going to press Insert. And now you have constant and steady access to the calendar, whether you want it or not. To add a link to our course page, I'm going to select to add a text box, and I'm just going to say link to course page for the text. Depending on your theme, your text will look a little bit different, but you can choose between normal text, a title, heading, and subheading. Whatever works for you. I might go with title just so it's clear. And under our link, you will just put our course homepage, so you can always get back to it really easily. And I'll hit publish again. So we've been looking at this back end of our site. If you ever want to preview what the site will look like to visitors, you can go up to this toolbar, not toolbar, and hit this eyeball to preview your site. So now I get to see what the site looks like to everybody else. You get to choose between different views, your computer view, a tablet view, and a view that kind of mimics a smartphone, so you can see how it would look from a mobile device. So in this video, we've talked about building out our home page, how to find your new Google site, and how to add images and begin customizing.